Presentation is about trigonometry, which is simple but essential in solving many problems in statics. I have this triangle in here. This angle is capital A. Adjacent to the angle is side B, and the opposite side to that angle is A, and hypotenuse is C. From trigonometry, I can say sine angle A is equal to the opposite side to that angle, which is A, divided to hypotenuse. Cosine angle A is adjacent side, which is B, divided to C. And tangent A is the opposite side divided to adjacent side, or A is going to be C times sine angle A, and B is going to be C times cosine angle A. So adjacent side is C times cosine angle A, and A also, if you have tangent, is equal to B times tangent A. Now, in statics, we are not going to deal with A, B, C. Instead of that, we will have forces. So I have a force in here, which is F, and I use theta to show the angle. From the equation that we had above, we can say that Fx is F times, because Fx is adjacent to theta, therefore it's equal to F times cosine theta, and Fy is equal to F times sine theta. Let's solve a very quick example. Let's say that we have a force that is 50 pounds, and our x and y are shown. So this is our x, this is our y, and this angle is, let's say, 30 degrees. Well, from this equation, I can say that Fx is 50 pounds times cosine 30 degree, because Fx is adjacent to angle 30 degree. This is our Fx, and this is going to be our Fy, and Fy is going to be the opposite. Don't forget, this Fy is equal to this Fy. That's why it's the opposite side of theta. Now, 50 times cosine 30 is equal to 43.3 pounds. And Fy is 50 times sine 30. And if you solve it, it's going to be 25 pounds. Don't forget all the time write units. Throughout the program, you will need to practice using units. One point I want to mention in here, and that's this. Sometimes in examples or for the exams, you may see F is equal to, for example, 50, but instead of having this angle, you may be given this angle. Okay, for example, this angle is 30 degree. Then Fy is adjacent to 50. That means that Fy is going to be 50 times cosine 30 degree, and Fx is going to be 50 times sine 30 degree. So do not forget, adjacent all the time is cosine. So adjacent is all the time cosine. In this second example, adjacent is Fy. Adjacent to this angle is Fy. Therefore, I use cosine for that one. There is another format that you will see throughout this program, and that's 3, 4, 5 triangle. So in this particular example, instead of having or instead of knowing this angle, we don't know this angle, but we know a triangle is shown in here, which shows that parallel with base or B is 4, parallel with A is 3, and parallel with hypotenuse is 5. Well, it could be the opposite. 3, 4, 5. 3 is base, 4 is height. It doesn't matter. B, let me use the other color. B, which is the base in this particular example, is going to be C times, because parallel with B is 4, therefore it's going to be 4 over 5. And A is C times, again, because parallel with A is 3, that's going to be 3 over 5. Now, again, we are going to deal with forces instead of A, B, C. In this particular example, you can see that 4 is parallel with x or fx, and 3 is parallel with y or fy. That means fx is going to be f, which is hypotenuse, times 4 over 5. And fy is f times 3 over 5. Now, let's solve another example. Let's say this is our x, this is our y, and we have a force that acts in this direction, and let's say it's 80 pounds. Now we have this small triangle shown in here. It says that this is our 4, this is our 3, and this is our 5. Now, again, fx is equal to 80 times parallel with x is 4, therefore 4 over 5. And fy is 80 times parallel with y is 3, therefore 3 over 5. And if you solve them, this first one is 64, the second one is 48. We calculated pretty much components of this force. This is our fx and this is our fy. Now, I want to add one more thing in here. When you're dealing with this 3, 4, 5 triangle in trusses, because over there also you're going to deal with it. Sometimes for trusses, let's say this is a truss, sometimes over there, instead of giving this small triangle, they show it as distance, like you have 4 feet in here and you have 3 feet in here. That means that this is your 5 feet, and the same process is going to work, okay? The same equations are correct for this one. Again, do not forget, it might be 3, 4, 5. You have to look at it and see whether 3 is parallel with x or 4 is parallel with x, and follow the rule. The other thing is, sometimes instead of giving you 3, 4, 5, they may give you 6, 8, and 10, or they may give you 9, 12, and 15. They are all the same. They will follow the same two equations.